Licensure Examination for Teachers. Subject: Assessment of Student Learning, Developmental Reading. Professional Education, for both elementary and secondary. Topic: Reading Difficulties and Remediation. Question number 1. A student struggles specifically with accurate and/or fluent word recognition, poor spelling, and decoding abilities. These difficulties typically result from a deficit in the phonological component of language. This clinical profile describes A. Dysgraphia, B. Dyscalculia, C. Dyslexia, D. Aphasia. Correct answer: C. Dyslexia. Why C is correct? Dyslexia is a neurobiological learning disability characterized by difficulties with phonological processing, connecting sounds to letters. It manifests as slow, inaccurate reading and poor spelling despite average or high intelligence. Why the wrong answers are wrong? A. Dysgraphia, a difficulty specific to writing and fine motor skills. B. Dyscalculia, a difficulty specific to mathematics and number sense. D. Aphasia, a communication disorder caused by brain damage, usually stroke or injury, that affects the ability to speak or understand speech. Edge knowledge. Think sound symbol connection. Dyslexia is not seeing letters backward, a common myth. It is a glitch in the brain's ability to pull words apart into their individual sounds, phonemes. Question number 2. Teacher Rose has a student who can read text with 98% accuracy but cannot answer basic comprehension questions. This student is often called a word caller. Which remedial strategy should Teacher Rose prioritize? A. Flashcard drills for sight words. B. Intensive phonics instruction. C. Metacognitive strategies like think alouds and visualizing. D. Increasing the student's reading speed, WPM. Correct answer: C. Metacognitive strategies like think alouds and visualizing. Why C is correct? A word caller has mastered decoding but lacks the ability to extract meaning. They need comprehension remediation, which involves teaching them how to monitor their understanding and visualize the story as they read. Why the wrong answers are wrong? A and B. The student already reads with 98% accuracy, they don't need more decoding or word recognition work. D. Increasing speed won't help if they already don't understand what they are saying, it might actually make comprehension worse. Edge knowledge. Think the parrot effect. If the student sounds like a pro but understands nothing, stop teaching sounds and start teaching thinking. Question number 3. Which research-based remedial technique involves a student reading a short, meaningful passage several times until a predetermined level of fluency, speed and accuracy is reached? A. Choral reading. B. Repeated reading. C. Sustained silent reading, SSR. D. Scanning. Correct answer: B. Repeated reading. Why B is correct? Repeated reading is the gold standard for improving fluency. By reading the same text multiple times, the student builds automaticity, allowing them to recognize words instantly without effort. Why the wrong answers are wrong? A. Choral reading. Everyone reading together. Good for confidence but doesn't guarantee individual mastery of a specific text. C. SSR. Just sitting and reading silently, usually not effective for struggling readers who need guided feedback. D. Scanning. A speed reading strategy to find facts, not a remedial tool for fluency. Edge knowledge. Think muscle memory. Just as an athlete practices the same movement over and over, a reader practices the same passage to make the movements of the eyes and brain automatic. Question number 4. During a PhilIRI oral reading test, a student reads the word house as horse. The student notices the error, stops, and rereads it correctly as house. How should the teacher record this in the miscue analysis? A. As a substitution. B. As a correction, self-correction. C. As an omission. D. As a reversal. Correct answer: B. As a correction, self-correction. Why B is correct? A self-correction, SC, occurs when a student realizes their error and fixes it without teacher prompting. While technically an error occurred, an SC is a very positive sign of metacognition. Why the wrong answers are wrong? A. It would be a substitution if the student kept reading horse without fixing it. C. Omission is skipping the word entirely. D. Reversal is swapping letters, e.g., was for saw. Edge knowledge. SC equals intelligence. In the LET, look for self-correction as a sign that the student is reading for meaning. If they fix it, they are monitoring their brain's output. Question number 5. In reading research, the Matthew effect refers to the phenomenon where A. Students with high IQs always become better readers. B. Reading difficulties are strictly hereditary. C. The rich get richer, good readers read more and get better, and the poor get poorer, struggling readers read less and fall further behind. D. Phonics is the only way to teach reading effectively. Correct answer. C. The rich get richer, good readers read more and get better, and the poor get poorer, struggling readers read less and fall further behind. Why C is correct. Coined by Keith Stanovich, the Matthew effect describes the cumulative advantage. Students who start well read more, increasing their vocabulary and knowledge, while those who struggle avoid reading, causing their skills to stagnate. Why the wrong answers are wrong. A, B, and D. These are either myths or unrelated theories. Edge knowledge. Think the achievement gap. This theory highlights the urgency of early intervention. If we don't fix reading by grade 3, the gap often becomes permanent. Question number 6. Teacher Anna is working with a student who cannot blend sounds. She uses Elkanon boxes, sound boxes, where the student pushes a token into a box for every sound they hear in a word, e.g., B, A, T. This is a remedial strategy for A. Vocabulary building, B. Reading comprehension, C. Phonemic awareness, segmenting, D. Visual tracking. Correct answer. C. Phonemic awareness, segmenting. Why C is correct. Elkanon boxes help students see the sounds in words. It is a powerful tool for segmenting, breaking words into sounds, and blending. Why the wrong answers are wrong. A, B, and D. These are higher-level skills. Sound boxes only deal with the raw sounds of language. Edge knowledge. Think sound containers. Each box represents one sound, not one letter. For the word shish IP, there would be 3 boxes because there are 3 sounds, shish, I, P. Question number 7. The Orton-Gillingham approach is a famous remedial system for students with dyslexia. It is characterized as being A. Strictly silent and independent. B. Multisensory, visual, auditory, kinesthetic, tactile, VAKT. C. Focused only on whole word memorization. D. Only applicable to adult learners. Correct answer. B. Multisensory, visual, auditory, kinesthetic, tactile, VAKT. Why B is correct. Orton-Gillingham uses the VAKT approach. Students see the letter, hear the sound, say the sound, and feel the letter, e.g., writing in sand or tracing textured letters, to create multiple neural pathways. Why the wrong answers are wrong. A. It is highly interactive and teacher-led. C. It is the opposite of whole word. It is intensely focused on phonics and decoding. D. Can be used with children, adolescents, and adults, not just adults. Edge knowledge. Think touch the sound. If the question mentions multisensory or VAKT in the context of reading remediation, the answer is almost always related to dyslexia or Orton-Gillingham. Question number 8. A student is at the frustration level in the PhilIRI pre-test. According to the manual, what should the teacher do for remediation? A. Give the student harder texts to push them to improve. B. Use listening capacity tests to see if the student understands when the teacher reads to them. C. Skip the reading part and just give the student writing tasks. D. Recommend the student for immediate grade level retention. Correct answer. B. Use listening capacity tests to see if the student understands when the teacher reads to them. Why B is correct. If a student is at the frustration level, they cannot read the text themselves. The listening capacity test helps the teacher determine if the student has a decoding problem, they understand when heard, or a language problem, they don't understand even when heard. Why the wrong answers are wrong. A. Harder texts will only increase frustration and shut down learning. C. And D. These are not standard remedial protocols for PhilIRI results. Edge knowledge. Think ear versus eye. If the ear, listening, is better than the eye, reading, the student just needs help with decoding. If both are bad, they need help with language, vocabulary. Question number 9. Which remedial technique involves the teacher and the student reading a text together in unison, providing the student with the lead of the teacher's voice for support? A. Echo reading. B. Choral reading, or neurological impress method. C. Paired reading. D. Independent reading. Correct answer. B. Choral reading, or neurological impress method. Why B is correct? Choral reading, or the more intensive neurological impress method, involves the teacher's voice acting as a crutch or model for the student, helping them with pacing and expression. Why the wrong answers are wrong? A. Echo reading. Teacher reads a line, then the student repeats it like an echo, one after the other. C. Paired reading. Two students, usually a strong and a weak one, reading together. D. Independent reading. The student reads alone with no teacher support. Edge knowledge. Think duet. In choral reading, you are singing the song of the text at the same time to help the student find the rhythm. Question number 10. A student consistently confuses letters that look similar, such as B and D or P and Q. This is a deficit in A. Auditory discrimination. B. Visual discrimination. C. Reading speed. D. Vocabulary. Correct answer. B. Visual discrimination. Why B is correct? Confusing the physical shape and orientation of letters is a visual discrimination issue. Remediation involves highlighting the differences, e.g., B has a belly, D has a diaper. Why the wrong answers are wrong? A. Auditory. Confusing sounds that are similar, e.g., F and V. C and D. These are unrelated to the physical recognition of letter shapes. Edge knowledge. Think the eyes have it. If the problem is about how the letters look, it is visual. If the problem is about how they sound, it is auditory. If this video gave you an edge, sharpen that like button and subscribe to stay ahead.